Okay. Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome again to our SPE webinar. And this time we are honored to have here Dr. Salem, who is one of the founders of this drilling uncertainty prediction technical section. This section is focused on taking advantage of multiple disciplines that are focused on drilling uncertainty, but what is very important, they are taking advantage of how data can help to build models, and those models can help us to understand uncertainty and to be better prepared to prepare and to create some prediction case on the drilling spectrum. Dr. Salem, you will reading in the screen, is an energy artificial intelligence expert. He has more than 15 years of experience leading projects in this domain. He has been an author and co-author for more than 70 articles, those including technical presentation, publication, conference, all related to artificial intelligence and machine learning. Dr. Salem also has the privilege to have 2 master's degrees, one in computer science and one in petroleum engineering. And he's a PhD also in artificial intelligence applied into the oil and gas industry. As you can also realize, he's an active member of SPE community. He's actually one of the founders of SPE Drilling Uncertainty Prediction Technical Section. And for us, it's an honor to have Dr. Salem sharing his knowledge, his experience, and all those new knowledge that we need to know about data related to also artificial intelligence. Dr. Salem, welcome again. We really appreciate it because we know you are in a different time zone, but now you can kick off and you can introduce yourself, and let's kick off this session. Thank you.
Okay. Hello. Can you hear me?
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you, Oscar. I would like really to thank you and thank Colombia section for. I'm really happy to be with you, and really happy to share the expertise about DUPTS, about AI in oil and gas. So I'd like to start by sharing the presentation. Okay, can you see the slide? Is it clear?
It's coming, not yet. Here it is.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So let me start. Okay, starting by saying good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to my friend. Really happy to be with you this evening, and hopefully my presentation will be easy. Since you are interested in AI, would like to share it in very good way, so it will not be very technical. The idea is to give you an idea about how to start AI project in the oil and gas domain. So let's start. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, so I'm focusing. Okay, so you are aware about the importance of AI in almost all aspects. In the healthcare, for example, you can see how the AI in the computer vision was able to help doctors to identify cancer, tumor in human body. In marketing also, yes, and shopping, AI used to develop a very advanced advisory system to give customer recommendation and also provide good insight to shop owners. Also in manufacturing domain, by integrating AI with robot, we will have Industry Revolution 4.0, which is making human or moving human to the next level. And also other aspects like financial, mobility, and even aerospace. This is, for example, a picture of the Chinese rover in Mars that taking selfie of itself. So really the AI, machine learning are moving to the next level. Even if you move, we see the global trend. For example, 84% of the executives say they weren't able to achieve their growth objective without scaling AI. And 60 or 76%, they are struggling in that area. But what really is scary is 75% of executives believe that they risking going out of business with only 5 years if they don't scale AI. So this is very short time to adopt AI and put it part of the business. This is globally. But what about AI in oil and gas? What is the position of AI in oil and gas? If we move to the research domain, everybody here, I'm sure, know about OnePetro, which have most of SPE paper. Big number of publication actually was published on the AI domain. In 2022, for example, hundreds of paper. If you go 2021 and back, you'll see big number of paper on that domain. Also, actually, there is a lot of event in SPE and non-SPE talking about oil and gas, petroleum, drilling reservoir, and how they adopt AI on it. But it is big number of research paper patent. But since you are end user, can you try to think of the number of AI applications that you are using it in your day-to-day activity? It is not big, actually. Even though, if we see to the AI potential from oil and gas domain, there is big potential for it. Why? Number one, AI produce, or oil and gas produce massive amount of data. In drilling, we have real time. And reservoir, we have the reservoir simulation data. Production, we have a huge amount of data. So from data point of view, we have massive amount of data to develop AI model. From operational point of view, luckily, again, we have good number of number one, remote area. Our operation is the remote area, so this will give us big potential. And add to that, it is big scale. So whenever we develop AI model, even if it's improved by a very small fraction, the impact will be significant. Add to that, it's worth to highlight that the oil and gas industry, they are really willing to spend on the research domain. So all those components give big plus to invest AI and machine learning in oil and gas. Unfortunately, when you try to see the AI maturity, this is where the energy in general, and this is the average. So unfortunately, in energy industry, from AI maturity, they are below the average. The objective here is not to talk about why it is here. Everybody here, I'm sure they are interested to invest in AI and push the industry forward. This is the objective of today's presentation. So we'll try to discuss today how to start an AI project. So let me start by exploring your idea. Can you please try to scan this code? All the attendees, I will be really happy to see your opinion. It is a very small question here. So let's try to see. You can either scan the barcode, or you can go to the website and put the number. Have small question. So, okay. Can you see the slide? Can you see the screen, the website? Is it clear? Okay, good. So if you try to scan it or try to go to website and enter it. So
okay, we can see it. Yeah.
Okay, good. So okay, I can see some answer. How to start a project, knowledge, planning, preparation. Okay, those guys are very smart on that one. So we can see the others. Okay, digital, data, statistics. Yeah, we have really good, knowledgeable attendees. I'm really happy with that. Statistics, idea, need, really happy with that thing. Okay, preparation, coding. Okay, I think we have a good number of knowledgeable people on that side. So, okay. We can now move to the next topic of how to start AI. I'm really happy with the result. It gives idea that we have people who have hands-on experience on it. They are knowledgeable about that one. So thank you all. Okay. So usually when I receive this question a lot, they ask me how to start AI project, and directly they followed by saying what to use. Should we go with R? Should we go with Python? With MATLAB? Or sometimes they ask about the platform. Azure, Amazon, Google Plus, or about the different nano degree to enroll in, or the master degree to pursue. All of that actually are good, but it should not be the starting point. Why? Because all of that, they are actually in the coding side, which is from AI project, they are the modeling domain. And modeling, they are actually the fourth step in any AI project. So when you start with the coding, you are actually jumping 3 steps ahead, which will lead to not good result. So starting with the coding, starting with that one is not actually the good start. My objective of today's presentation is to share with you the steps for AI project and how to go through them to ensure that you have very successful AI project. So what are the AI project? We have 6 steps actually. We have actually 6 steps on our project. Starting with business understanding, data understanding, data preparation, then the modeling, which is the coding. After that, we'll have evaluation and ending with the deployment. Throughout the next few slides, I will give more detail about all those steps and how we execute it in AI project. And at the end, I will drive you through an actual project that we conduct with my team in the oil and gas, where we're able to execute that one. It's worth to highlight that the first 3 steps, business understanding, data understanding, data preparation, which are actually before the modeling, they cover more than 60 to 70% of the project. Even before starting writing Python or R code, by going through that one, even before having computer science or IT knowledge, you'll be able to achieve more than 60 to 70%, which show the importance of those 3 steps. Okay, let me start with those 3 steps. The first one, business understanding. The idea here of the business understanding is you need to know what is the problem that you would like to address. Don't start with with deep learning, with the reinforcement learning, with all those buzzwords. Start by knowing what is the business problem that you want to address, not the technology that you are going to use. You need to know it in detail, and you are expert on that. When all of you are subject matter expert in the oil and gas, we need to know what is the problem, what is the impact of solving this problem. Will it reduce the cost, improve the performance, or add more value, safety? You need to know exactly the business behind the problem that you would like to solve it. You need to identify clear, specific business case. You need to zoom in. And really, one of the big advice to everybody here, since AI is new in most of the organization, so start with something small and manageable and build on it. Don't go with something big and will make it very challenging for you. So step number 1, business understanding. Step number 2 is data understanding. Everybody knows that data is the new oil. And if we don't have data, we don't have AI. So before investing in AI project, ensure that you have all the needed data. This is number 1. Number 2, ensure that the data you have is in good quality. In oil and gas, we generate massive amount of data, but due to the harsh environment we have in oil and gas, sometimes the sensor fail, so we have massive amount of data, but from bad sensor. Sometimes the transmission due to remote area is not good connected. So sometimes, or in some cases, yes, we have good amount of data from size point of view, but the quality is not up to that level. So we need to ensure that we have good quality of the data. Okay, so number 1, business understanding. Number 2, data understanding. Now we move to data preparation. Again, oil and gas is very big industry. So we have data in emails, data in Excel sheet, data in sometimes hard copy, or sometimes the data are scattered from different vendor, different solution. AI will not be able to tackle all of that. So we need, for data preparation, is to bring all the data in one place. Sometimes we call it data leak, one database, one big Excel sheet, whatever. The objective is to have it in one centralized repository and should be in digital form. It's very important while bringing your data and digitize it, ensure or be careful of something called GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. So whenever you transfer your data, ensure that you have critical eye to ensure the data that you transfer is filtered and improved. You should not bring garbage data into your repository, otherwise it will affect your model. Okay, now we are moving to the modeling side, which is the coding. Number one, before moving to coding, you should congratulate yourself because you achieved more than 60 to 70% of your model, which is very good result. So in the coding side, you could go with R, Python, MATLAB, whatever, based on your organization. From my point of view, as a beginner, I recommend to go with Python because it has a big community and easy to use, and you can integrate it easily with most solutions. R is very powerful for R&D, but for normal integration, Python is very powerful. About the platform, Google, Amazon, Azure, Alibaba, Huawei, consult your IT department and see which organization, which technology is perfect fit your solution. And it shouldn't be that challenging if you have good collaboration with your IT department. Okay, evaluation. Sometimes the last two steps, evaluation and deployment, a lot of people, they miss it, which lead to very bad result at the end. So evaluation. Who will evaluate your solution? Don't expect that the people who develop your AI solution will evaluate it. It is like asking a student to solve an exam and grade it for themselves. It shouldn't be that way. You should know exactly who will evaluate the solution, your AI model. How? What is the criteria? Are you going to evaluate based on the accuracy, based on the speed, based on the data? Sometimes, especially in oil and gas, we have remote area. So maybe you develop your solution in supercomputer and headquarters, but you would like to run it in remote area, which have very low computational power. You need to ensure that your AI model will be able to run in remote area where there is no connection, with sometimes no cloud connectivity. So ensure to have those points on your mind. The success rate, don't think about 100%. Your model, no way it will be 100. Any AI expert tell you that he will develop AI model with 100 accuracy. You should not accept that because this is magic, not AI. AI something should be very like subject matter. Actually, it should go below subject matter expert. This will be the starting point. So don't make the bar very high because this will lead to overfitting. Sometimes will be in very infinite loop. Okay. But in your consideration that if your model did not pass, did not give you the result, you might go back to refine the model, write the code again, or sometimes you might go back to the data level, which is something that you should accept and should plan for. Sometimes the model will jump back to the data preparation, or you might realize that you are missing very important data set. You need to integrate it back in your model. So going back from evaluation to model, to data preparation or data understanding is something in the mindset of any AI project. Last point, deployment. Okay, you develop your model in the university or in the R&D or in your own laptop. Now you need to move it from your computer to the organization, to the company, or to your unit. You need to ensure that you are able to upscale and you have very supportive IT team. This is very important. So ensure at the beginning to know what is your capability. For example, you might go with some technology, but your IT unit is not following that one. It has some regulation or some rule that either prevent or support that. So in the early stage, if your AI model, you need to ensure that you have very good connectivity or very good collaboration with the IT support that will support you in the deployment stage. Okay, so what is next? After you complete the deployment, congratulations, you can now start a new project. Don't try to start in 2 or 3 AI projects in parallel. At this stage, I recommend everybody to start one full cycle, put all your energy on it, all the synergy on that one to achieve good success story, and then you can start the loop again. Okay, to put all that on perspective, let me share with you an example from oil and gas domain that all those steps were applied and really help and success story with everybody, not only the IT, but even our engineer, they were happy with the result. So we start with a project that we were approached by a drilling engineer, and they asked us, we need to have AI model. So before we jump to the coding or our Python R code, we start with very simple thing with a business understanding, and we ask him very simple question. Why do you need AI model? Why do you need AI solution? So I said, okay, I need to improve my drilling operation. It was very, very nice with that. But we know that improving the operation is a very wide idea. You can improve the speed, you can improve the cost, safety. So ask him, we need you, can you be more specific? What type of improvement you would like? So he said, okay, I need to improve the time. Okay, you could improve the time by drilling faster. You could improve time by improving the operation. What time you would like to improve? So I said, okay, I would like to reduce the lost time. This was very good result, okay, but we know that we have different things of lost time. Human lost time, weather lost time, cementing lost time, equipment failure lost time. So after good number of discussion, we have stuck pipe. But again, you know, we have different type of stuck pipe. So we end up with the statement that the engineer who would like to improve the drilling operation by reducing the stuck pipe having during pull out of hole. Okay, to set the expectation clear, to have very common and we have same understanding between the project developer team and the drilling engineer team, have clear question. What to expect? Is it a robot to stop the operation? Is it reporting? Is it alarming? So the answer was clear from the team, drilling engineer. They would like to have an alert or a system that alert drilling operation crew before stuck pipe takes place. So now all the teams or all the two partners, the IT part who will develop AI solution and the drilling engineer, they have very clear understanding about the problem statement, which we call it business understanding, and the deliverable that will be developed. It's worth to highlight that even this seemed a very easy one, but we spent really good number of days back and forth between the two teams to ensure to have crystal clear problem statement and same understanding, and we have good iteration of number. When the team reviewed this problem statement, they come up with two risks. Risk number one, is there enough data? Risk number two, they need the result for the drilling operation. So they need the result in real time. So those problems proposed, or not proposed, actually brought up front to the team, and they show them that those are showstoppers, and we'll work together to solve it. So it is very clear or very important in any AI project, don't make the life rosy. You need to show your client, you need to show the business owner what are the anticipated challenges and what could happen in the future to help you to solve it or come with other problem that could be addressed. So now we finish from business understanding, and now we move to the second step, which is data understanding. By reviewing the data, we know that in drilling we have two types of data, static and dynamic. Excuse me. Okay, we have static and dynamic data. The static one is the morning report that happen once or twice a day. Dynamic data is the real-time data, and really it's big amount of data. By reviewing the data quality, yes, we have a problem, little bit here and there, but in general, it was in good shape. So when we review our risk, is there enough data? Actually, yes. And so we cross that one. So now we move to the data preparation. Yes, we have data scattered in different repository, but in general, most of the data were digitalized. So with the help of IT department, we're able to convert all the data into one repository, and we followed one standard, so all the data have the same standard. Add to that, we run some statistical functions to improve the quality. For example, any negative data will remove. We identify some threshold on some of the drilling to remove it. Some of the zone that they are not interested and the data was fault on that one will remove. So we ensure that all the data that we have will remove. So ensure that our AI model or the data that we have were in good shape. This help us to move to the modeling side. Okay. Based on our problem that we need to see the trend or the stuck pipe during plateau, we run different algorithms. We need to ensure the accuracy and also the performance. We need to ensure both of that. So trend analysis based on our AI expert, it was one of the perfect model. We run it. So it gives some good result about how to identify the stuck pipe. And this helps us in eliminating the second risk, which is the performance. So risk analysis was to some extent fast. It could help us in real time. It helps us to bypass that one, so we are in good shape. Now, we move to the evaluation. The moment we run the model with our subject matter expert, frankly, the result was bad. So when we review the result, we went back to the model. The model was doing perfectly, but the result was bad. So about data preparation, with the help of subject matter expert, we realize that we are integrating two different data. If you are a drilling engineer, we will see it very perfectly. Pull out of all data and on-SIP are not the same. We'll give different range. So the advice was to remove on-SIP and focus on only the pull out of all data. And this helped in identifying overpull really advanced in the game. So it helped the model to predict problem very fast and help to have good results. When we started deployment, in early stage, we were in very good collaboration with our IT department. We know the standard, we know the policy, we know the current capability, because it's not reasonable to build your model in supercomputer while your organization they don't have supercomputer, or you build your solution capitalize on Google Cloud while you don't have good connectivity to connect to that one. You ensure that your solution will be easily transferred to the IT department to deploy it. Alhamdulillah, in our case, we have good relation with it, and we involve them since day one. And this helps us in clearly know what is needed and follow the corporate standard and definitely smooth deployment. It's worth to highlight that this collaboration lead not only to success project, yes, we have success AI model that were used by the end user, but the good thing that even the drilling engineers who work with them, their background is petroleum engineering, tool pusher, rig foreman. They are not AI guys, but they understand what the AI stand for. They are able to help in removing any friction. And the good news, they help us to start the cycle again and again with much bigger projects. So those are the steps: business understanding, data preparation, modeling, evaluation, and deployment. So if we ask you again how to start AI project, I hope you will know that starting with those 6 steps. Can we review it with you? Do you still remember it? If you can scan the barcode, see who can remember it. Let's see. Okay, no, this is not the one. Okay. Okay, data is one of them. Gathering, okay, good. So far, so good. I can see good result. Business understanding is the fourth, very most data and business understanding is the most important part. Okay, understand the requirement. Yes, very good. The objective of the problem. Okay, good. Thank you for that. down. Okay. Okay, with this, I really would like to thank Colombia section, Northeast Colombia section, and Southern Colombia section, and also all the university who joining us. I really support you. I think that the future is for AI in the industry. So I'm really happy that you are part of our webinar. With this, I conclude the presentation and open the floor for the question. Thank you all. The floor is yours, Mr. Oscar and all the team.
Thank you, Dr. Salem, for sharing those. Stay forward. So, people that is connected, you are also encouraged to publish your question on the chat, or you can open your microphone and do the question directly. So in the meantime, I received here a WhatsApp directly, but probably we can start with that, Dr. Salem.
Yes, please.
So people is also asking and concerned, how do you think people need to be prepared, and what is the minimum competency and skill that professional must have to start this journey to use artificial intelligence? What do you recommend as a first step for young professionals and senior professionals?
Okay, some people, they look at AI as purely IT domain. To some extent, this is fine. But really, the biggest challenge in AI project is understand the business. Few weeks ago, we have big conference, real global AI summit that take place here in Riyadh, and we have some international subject matter. They clearly state that the biggest challenge in AI domain globally, not only oil and gas, even healthcare, financial, manufacturing, is to know the business and how to convert that business into AI. So I recommend the senior guys to try to explore AI to know its capability, and then try to take their problem and how can they do it in AI. Try to play with Python, try to explore that one. But as subject matter expert in your domain, try to take one of the problem in your area as a bottleneck, one of your oil and gas business that either take a lot of time or is expensive, or there is a shortage of expertise, and try to convert it to AI solution. This will help a lot, and this will be the starting point. Don't try to go with, because people sometimes they very enthusiasm to start with AI and start with something very big and they fail on it. So start with something that you master it very well. Try to play with the code on it. I'm sure this will lead to very big success story.
Okay. There are a couple of questions in the chat. I will go through all of them. So one from Eduardo that he say, Dr. Salem, how do you deal with data that is in PDF format or probably in paper that need to be scanned? So how do you deal with that kind of?
I know in Python there are some models that can extract the data. I know it's challenging. Either you need to do it manually or try to go with OCR. It's not easy. Try to go with the open source, or contact the author of those papers, ask him to give you the data in Excel sheet. There are a lot of people who write a paper and they really would like to publish, share the knowledge. So you can go with him, ask him to share the data with you, and put his name as acknowledgement in your effort.
Okay. Here is another question from James. How important is for oil and gas company to have a data-driven culture from your perspective?
Very important. It's very important. Now, everybody now, they are moving toward data-driven. Not adopting data-driven, this will make all the other industry moving forward. So now the oil and gas, a lot of organizations, they are adopting, they have big organization or big unit or division, they are dealing with data. You see data-driven. Actually, if you just look at any SPE event or any OTC, IDBIC, you see a lot of AI expert on it. So not investing in data-driven, you will be behind. This is number one. Number two, your cost will be much higher than others. one of the beauty of adopting AI and data-driven, it will help you to optimize your operation, improve your cost, improve the safety. A lot of activity could be done by doing AI. Otherwise, you will go back. It will be like Kodak. When they didn't adopt the technology, they went out of business. Like what Nokia. Nokia, they were used to be the best mobile phone company, but since they did not adopt the new technology, they went out of business. Any company, they don't adopt the new technology, they will be out of business. Oil and gas is not an exception, unfortunately.
Absolutely. Oil and gas and any other. So there is I'm guessing a group here that they really appreciate all your presentation. They say very kind words to you, but they would like to know from your experience how to make possible projects when there is, sorry, because it's moving, when there is no clarity on the benefits that are going to support the expected outcome of the project. So
exactly, I like this question. Truly, there are a lot of AI projects, not only oil and gas. They started it because they have nano degree on university, and they do AI project. If they don't know the expected output out of that project, this is not something good. So you need to start with something good, even if it's small benefit. If there is a task that you use to do it, and it takes 1 hour, try to develop AI solution that will reduce that 1 hour to 30 minutes. Even if this is a small fraction, but it will help you to quantify it for yourself, for your organization. The beauty of AI will be able to do your solution much faster and more accurate, because we have one guy, he is subject matter expert, he's working on that task for 1 hour. If you're able to do AI model that do that task, that means you can do the task a million times in big number of scale. This is the beauty of AI, can do the task more and more and more. So we need to start by quantifying the benefit. Actually, if not quantifying the benefit, not knowing the objective, sorry to say, it will be a waste of time. The objective of AI is to help you in doing your job faster, doing your job more accurate, your job more cost effective. If it's not cost effective, not fast, not accurate, enjoy your time, watch a movie, don't do AI.
Absolutely. There is here an interesting question because, as you well know, in the oil industry, we are cross-domain in most of the cases. But there is an interesting question here that they are asking is, what kind of team or people, skill, do we need to have to start a project or to start implementing? So I'm guessing they would like to know, we need at least a data science, we need a developer, we need an SME, probably you can bring some insights on that direction. But they are also asking, especially or focus on drilling domain. So what kind of team, skill do you recommend to kick off the project?
Okay, for having a project, number one, you need subject matter expert who know the problem. A drilling engineer, rig foreman, who know the business domain and quantify a problem. Then you need a data scientist who will be able to play with the data, because usually in drilling is big amount of data. So you need data scientists to play with the data. You need software engineering or AI engineer will be able to develop a model. Sometimes all those skills are in one guy, but sometimes they are scattered in 3 or 4 teams working on it. Data engineer is important to know how to articulate the data. It is based on the size of the project. So usually you need subject matter expert. You will understand the problem, understand the benefit, because you need to quantify the benefit and understand the accuracy of it. You need to give you insight. You need data engineer or data science who can help you on manipulating with the data, bring it together, and you need AI engineer. So those are the type of task or type of job title. But sometimes, again, playing with those functionality, they are, as you highlighted, cross-discipline. So sometimes data science can do AI can do that thing. Okay.
Here, they are asking for some advices in terms of how to deal when you have few data, how it is possible, or is you advise to prepare any artificial model with synthetic data?
Okay, data is the fuel for AI. Data is the blood of AI, or data is actually the new oil. So if we don't have data, it will be very challenging. Let me take it other way. If subject matter expert was able to use that small amount of data and solve a problem, that means this is to some extent is good. But if data is very small, this will be a challenge. So my advice, either you could fabricate the data, as you highlighted, or the guy who was asking, you could sometimes develop synthetic data, that you have two data, so you duplicate it, you try to fabricate the data, so you increase the number of rows. This could be one of the techniques to help in that regard. But be careful, because you could be biased, or it could lead to overfit.
Okay. We will go through this very beginning because it's quite long. Thank you very much, Dr. Salem and SPE Colombia, for planning this event in relation to standardization, the industry in advancing toward new with Salem format. How difficult could be to adapt the historical data to this new format in artificial intelligence analysis?
How difficult is it to what? To is it written here?
How difficult could be? How difficult could be to adapt the historical data to this new format in artificial intelligence analysis?
Again, I don't know what is the current format of the historical data. So it is based on the case. So usually they convert the data to CSV file, which is very similar to Excel. If you have a good data engineer or good data mining guy, it is based on the situation. I cannot give the answer directly without seeing the data. But again, working on the data is not easy. Big part of AI project is actually manipulating the data. So you need to give it good amount of time, good amount of effort.
Okay. There are also some kind of work to you, and they are particularly interested in how do we know there are, as we know, there are a lot of hackathons in Saudi. My question is how we can understand in the business, to build artificial intelligence projects.
Okay, this is why you need, this is why you need part of your team to be subject matter expert. Again, let me give you a very clear example. Google are very powerful in AI. Why they are not investing in everywhere? Because they are lacking subject matter expert on that domain. Whenever any IT company, they have good AI arm, they need to collaborate with other subject matter experts. So either hackathon, use cases, project problem, you need to know one subject matter expert to help you. One of the funny story that one oil and gas company, they hire AI expert and ask him to find some correlation. So when we play with production data, after he spent really good amount of effort, he come up with some insight, and he tells the oil and gas company that I found very good insight, that when well status is shut off, the production rate is 0.
Thank you. So,
which is not something valid.
No, there is a question that people you showed during your presentation, but people is also asking where they can have access to some publication paper and so on. You put
One Petro is one of the
absolutely.
About this one. Okay, One Petro could be one of the good resources on it. A lot of yes, One Petro is one of the very good objective, and I support on that one.
Yeah. Here is
and the university, they are doing great on that one resource. So One Petro University, they are experts on publishing paper.
Yeah, here is another one that it probably could be linked to hackathon format Intero. They said there are a lot of information related to multi-logging services. So
Related
it-
to what again?
Mud logging,
Related to
mud logging services, mud logging.
mud logging. Okay, yes,
Mud
okay.
logging services. So what they do believe, they can take advantage of the data to build an artificial intelligence model. But I'm guessing this is a student. They said, so not all the time the information is public. Where do you, if you know there is a kind of data public related to mud logging that they can use it to build an artificial intelligence model. So it's more
I don't
related,
get it.
it's more on that way. It's in Spanish, so I'm just making the translation.
Still, the question is not clear for me.
So they would like to know if there is a kind of open source instead of data related to mud logging that they can use
Okay.
to build artificial intelligence, but related to mud logging. If there is something, if you know, if you don't know.
Okay, I know that they open one big data. I think the name is Volvo, in the Europe. They open one big amount of data, but I'm not sure if it have mud logging data on it. They open one of big data source, but I don't recall the data on it.
Okay. Here is also a question that people would like to know more about DUPTS. They say, Dr. Salem, in Colombia, we cannot pass up the opportunity to ask you about the championships organization by DUPTS. Can you please tell us about DUPTS and the competition?
Again, about the competition?
I guess people skill.
The DUPTS have very good competition on it. You talk about which symbol, or if you are targeting student competition, DUPTS have very good competition targeting student in the computer vision and those ones. So I advise you to look at it if this is the question.
Okay.
So you talk about student competition?
I guess related to do. So the drilling uncertainty.
Yes, we have DUPTS, we have good student competition. So I advise you to join it.
Yes, that's the best way. Starting joining and then following all the. So is I'm right? I have not missed any other question or point, but overall, a lot of congratulations.
Okay.
A lot of people
Sorry to
writing.
interrupt. I think there is in the comment. I see one guy. He's posting Equanor. Yes, Volvo thing, data sharing. Thank you. I cannot translate your name, but thank you for helping us. And the sharing one at very good. Yes, this is the data actually that I know about. Equanor.
Yes,
Really, thank you for helping us.
No, absolutely. And probably the last one, if there is any new or additional question related that you would like to know more about this community, please sign up. Here in Colombia, we have Ramon. Ramon is also leading this section in Colombia, and he supported with all the community. So thank you, Mr. Salem. I think we are on time. We really appreciate all the effort that you have done in terms of the time zone, in terms of preparing also the material to share with us, to also guide our young professional, even our senior professionals, including myself. So every time it's an opportunity to learn more about it, and especially for this new area of digital in the other fields. As you highlighted, it's a competitiveness that we need to have in our background.
Okay, thank you, Oscar. Thank you, Roman, Elaine, and I would like to really thank Dr. Wael and all DUPTS. Thank you all for joining us today. AI is a very new domain and it's very green when it comes to oil and gas. And I really push everybody here to try to play with AI. At the beginning, it might seem the complex area, but again, start with problem that you understand it, start small, precise, and believe me, within a very short time, with the DUPTS community, Google community, you'll be able to solve it, small pieces here and there, and really with time, I'm sure we'll see amazing thing in oil and gas in your area. Hopefully it could help your company, or it might have some startup that will help the whole oil and gas community globally one day, very soon, inshallah. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye, bye. Con esto damos por concluido el webinar. Les agradecemos a todos la participación. Si aún quedó alguna duda o inquietud, no duden por favor en enviar ahí las preguntas y se las haremos llegar al doctor Salem. Muchas gracias, que tengan una bonita tarde. Saludos. Gracias, Ramón.
Muchísimas gracias a ti por la deferencia que tuviste para con la DUPTS de hacer esta presentación del doctor Salem. En realidad, bueno, este es el primer espacio, es una iniciativa que tenemos para llegar a diferentes países de la región Latinoamérica. Entonces te agradecemos muchísimo. Thanks a lot, Dr. Salem. Creo que se desconectó ya.
Sí. Así es, Ramón. Los invitamos a que formen parte de esta comunidad y así será, Ramón. Gracias por todo lo que estás haciendo por Colombia y por Latinoamérica y en general en toda la comunidad. Saludos.
Muchas gracias.